And now, back to the Ask the Dom Show on 102.5 The Bone.
You're back live. It's the Ask the Dom Show. This segment is brought to you by AP Investigations, a family-owned firm serving the Bay Area for the past 15 years. They specialize in criminal defense investigation. They do asset searches, background checks, process service, as well as surveillance. If they're cheating, they'll catch them for you. You can reach them at 813-254-2266. Again, 813-254-2266. Or on the web at apinvestigationsinc.com. That's all one word, apinvestigationsinc.com. All of the sponsors you hear throughout the night on the Ask the Dom Show, you can always find online at askthedom.com. So if you don't hear the phone number or the website, don't panic. Just go to askthedom.com and you can find all of the information there. Also, if you want a replay of this show, you can go to Ask the Dom YouTube. Tonight, Joey is in the booth with the Bone TV online, so everything that you hear through the 2-hour show this evening is actually also being broadcast online with the moving audio and video. So our names are on the bottom. It'll say Dead Air Sansoni. There's Dominic Fariello is going to switch there to Sansoni Esquire. There's Dead Air. It's going to switch back to me. There's Dom. Cat named Mo. Is Cat named Mo?
Hey, there's Cat.
Cat named Mo is there. Let's see. Where's
filmmaker, director, and visionary.
Watch. Let's see. Do we have oh, look at you with this. How about investigator Mike Mazza for the Tampa Police Department?
There
look at that
we
right
go.
there. Investigator
There's
Michael Mazza, Tampa Police Department. And then how about the great father-in-law, Joe Caccitore Jr. with Tampa Capitol Pond. There it is. Joe Caccitore Jr. and Capitol Pond. So that is all fancy for you guys tonight. We pulled out all the stops. We are live, 727-579-1025, 800-771-1025. Get the calls in. This is the last show of the 2019 season because next Wednesday is Christmas. That's Christmas Day.
Right.
We're not going to have a live show on Christmas Day. And then the following Wednesday, of course, is that New Year's Day. So we won't have a live show on New Year's. So I will not be back into this studio for my show until Wednesday, January 8th. Now, I'll be with Mike this Friday because we have the Secret Santas. And then I'll be back with Mike's show the Tuesday that he returns. But as far as my show, it'll be 3 weeks because of when the Christmas holiday and New Year's holiday falls. So before I jump back to the phone lines, again, 727-579-1025, 800-771-1025. Dead Air Sansoni. I know you want to do a shout-out to some folks tonight.
Yes, special shout-out. Big fans of yours, Dom. And the great folks, great group of guys in the medical wing at the Pinellas County Jail.
49th Street.
49th Street Jail. They're listening in. Last time I came in, they said, hey, is that the guy who was on the radio? They're listening to you. So I said that I would give them a shout-out. So you got a lot of fans there, and
that's awesome.
I know, it's awesome. Great group of guys, actually.
The best ratings when I sit down in the meetings, I'm so proud of this. The best ratings really come from the Land O'Lakes Jail Facility, 49th Street, Falkenberg, and Orient Road. And
that's where I spend all my time.
I'm going to get emotional. I told myself I wouldn't cry, but I appreciate...
Don't do it, Dom. Don't do it.
I'm going to hold back. I'd like to thank the Academy.
We should do an on-location Ask the Dom at the jail.
You know what? That would be fun and exciting. And I'll tell you why. Is because I have never done a show... at the jail facility, number one. So I like to do something I've never done. Number two, I always talk about the great bailiffs at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, not only at the courthouse, but also at the jail facilities. And they don't always get the flash and the credit that, the patrol officers get and the DUI units and stuff. But the detention officers and the detention deputies, that is a great idea, and I think I might have to ask the sheriff that when he comes in. He's supposed to come in January, early February for his segment. Sheriff comes in, Mike, every quarter to do the state of the sheriff's office here. So we have a great relationship with law enforcement, as you know. But that's a great idea, Bill.
That would be a great show.
Mike, let me ask you this as far as law enforcement, and again, 34 years with Tampa Police Department. Again, that's awesome. What was it that motivated you not only to become a police officer, but to be assigned to the pawn industry and to investigate the great work that you did, I think you mentioned since 2004 in that division?
2004, I was promoted by now Mayor Castor, assigned to District 2, and she was the one who decided I was going to go do pawn work, and I had no idea what she was talking about. I thought, like most people who don't understand the pawn industry, that it's just a haven for stolen property, and that's how I started it off until I actually got to go to the pawn shops, meet the people, especially the private-owned stores who took the time to actually teach me the business.
Right.
Is how I gained most of the knowledge I have of how the pawn industry works.
And in that process, you met my father-in-law, Joe Caccitore.
He is one of the originals in Tampa.
And if I'm not mistaken, pawnbroker of the year 2009, Joe? Is that correct for the state of Florida?
2007.
2007. I was off by 2 years. There it is.
Florida Law Enforcement Property Recovery Unit, Pawn Shop of the Year.
We recovered almost, $350,000 worth of merchandise that was illegally pawned.
And that's amazing, because a lot of folks don't realize that the recovery benefit that you have, citizens that are able to get their lost property back because of the mechanism of the pawn industry working very well with law enforcement.
Correct. Right now, myself and one of the Detective Nemeth are working with a older lady who entrusted some neighbors who cleaned her out, and we're in the process of working with the pawn shops now, getting her stuff back.
Oh my goodness! And then when you go into the pawn shop, and yours is phenomenal because you've got marble on the floor, you've got the gas light, Ebor lights outside. It's just such an elegant, fancy place, and sometimes there's a connotation that comes with pawn shops, from the movies or whatever the case may be. But you guys are no joke when you go in there. All the fellas there are armed and have weapons, which is lawful. I think it's a G license, if I'm not mistaken. They can carry that externally. Am I right?
Correct.
Right.
Well, they have concealed weapon.
And or concealed weapon permits there. I mean, so I don't know. I am baffled when people come in and you tell me stories. Remember I came in and I said, what happened to the door? And the door was busted open. And you remember that? So tell the folks listening what happened with this.
That was a plumber that I fired when we first opened that building. It wasn't a pawn or a customer.
I thought someone tried to run out, and then you hit the button, and the door.
No, that was another incident.
Oh, that's a different one.
That was a snatch and grab. But you got to be a damn fool to come to a pawn shop and bring a stolen item, because you're going to get caught. And there's no attorney, not you or not you, that can get somebody off on a felony when I've got him signing, thumbprint, driver's license, and got him on camera.
It's almost an airtight case. What do you say there, Bill?
Yeah, I didn't realize until I went to the state attorney's office that you actually have to give your thumbprint on the form when you're pawning something. So Mr. Caccitore's right. You have to sign it. You have a driver's license, a thumbprint, and you're on video. That's great when you're a prosecutor.
It's tough. That's a tough case when defense comes in. It's like, let's make a deal, right?
Mitigation.
Real quick, Cap, before we go to break, can you just, is that Miss Tarina just wants to wish us a Happy New Year?
Oh,
can we say hello? Man, look at that. That's what you call a audible right there.
All right.
Hi, Tarina, you're out to Ask the Dom. Hello.
I love you guys so much.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Oh, look at that.
There's a new one coming, and I know for a fact. I can hear through you guys' voices this evening that you guys are so powerful. You guys are doing great jobs, and I know for a fact all the energy that you're putting into everything that you're doing is going to be monumental for the rest of us who are out here listening to you. I thank you for the wisdom and just the conversation that you're sharing right now. I so appreciate you. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one.
Well, thank you for those kind words. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year.
And happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy holidays. The Hanukkah. All of those.
All the best.
All of those to the great listeners out there listening.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Dead Air, it warms my heart when I have people listen to the show and they listen to you and me and the great guests throughout the year, that we give the best advice that we can. We bring in different people that they usually would not have access to. I mean, you don't have access to call and talk to an investigator with Tampa Police Department, or how often you can talk directly to a pawnbroker or an elected official. I'm
on my way down to the pawnbroker. Okay, just so you know.
Capital Pawn, 2525 East Bush Boulevard. All right, and they'll be open in the morning. They're not open right now. 2525 East Bush Boulevard. Go tell them.
Buy some Christmas gifts.
That's right. You get a discount, right, Joe? Right? You get a discount.
Christmas gifts are available at big discounts.
There it is. Oh my goodness. This segment's brought to you by the Valkenburg Law Group. You were a family, and now you're not. So now you need attorney Jason Valkenburg. Whether it's divorce, alimony, child support, or visitation, it's personal, it's emotional. Don't go it alone. You can reach Jason at 813-514-1058. You can also email him, Jason at ValkenburgLawGroup.com. That's all one word, ValkenburgLawGroup.com. It's the Ask the Dom Show. We'll be right back.